Hey guys, I know you've seen a lot of my Plexus posts lately, so I thought I'd do a quick video to let you know how I found out about Plexus. It was completely by accident. I wasn't looking for it. In fact, when my friend Sarah Taylor told me about Plexus, I completely blew her off. I didn't even give her a chance to explain it. But something told me to call her back and learn a little bit more about it. And so when I talked to her, she was telling me that it's all natural and that it's not a diet pill or some crazy weight loss drug, that it actually was about total body wellness. And when she started mentioning gut health and leaky gut, it kind of resonated with me. I had heard those terms before, but I really thought it was for people who were ill or sick, and I considered Steve and I to be pretty healthy. She started mentioning things that a leaky gut can cause, and I'll be damned if Steve and I didn't have them. I am hypothyroid. I have high cholesterol regardless of what I eat. And, she had mentioned gout, and Steve was having some severe gout flare-ups around that time. So I decided to try it. I figured I had nothing to lose. I was still a little skeptical, so we didn't tell anybody. And the only reason I signed up to be an ambassador is because I am cheap. If you've seen my other posts or if you know me well, I am a Zulily addict. I get everything from laundry detergent to chewing gum delivered via Amazon because it's the absolute best deal and it's the cheapest. So that's why I signed up to be an ambassador. I had zero intentions of posting about Plexus. Steve and I didn't even tell anybody we started it because we were still pretty skeptical. But I got to tell you, within those first 2 weeks, the changes that I felt were pretty amazing. And for me, it was the energy. Before Plexus, I was tired all the time. I was exhausted. I would come home from work and from the commute. I know I post a lot about that commute, but I would get home and either one, have to take a nap, or if I was going to stay up and play with Adelaide before she went to bed, I would have to stop at Starbucks, or I would have to stop at McDonald's and get a big giant unsweet tea, or come home and brew a pot of coffee. We would need that just to stay up. A lot of times I wouldn't even have the energy though to play with her. She'd be playing on the floor or in her playroom and I'd be on the couch talking to her, but I wouldn't be present with her on the floor. And I just thought that was what our life was going to be like with a toddler and both of us working and just being exhausted. So you can forget staying up after she went to bed. Steve and I hadn't stayed up after Adelaide went to bed since she was born. I mean, who does that? We were too tired. And so the first couple of weeks on Plexus, when we were able to, one, come home and have the energy to go out and go for a walk, play in the backyard, play with her just at home. And we were still awake after she went to bed and didn't need caffeine to do that. That was life-changing for us. That might sound silly to some people, but the first couple weeks on Plexus, for 6 days in a row, we were able to stay up after she went to bed and just kind of be the Amy and Steve we were before we had her. That was huge for us. And so if that were the only benefits for Plexus that we had, we would still be on it. It wasn't until later that all these other great things happened, and you've heard me post about it, you've seen them. When my doctor at MD Anderson told me I could get off of my Synthroid and that I could continue on Plexus as long as I felt good, that was huge for me. I never thought much about being hypothyroid. I got it because I was pregnant. It's really common. I had to take one little pill, Synthroid, every day. I didn't think that was a big deal. It wasn't until I had the chance to get off of it and I realized actually how much better I felt. That's the thing about Plexus. I didn't realize, I knew I was tired and exhausted before, but I didn't realize how good you can feel when your body is functioning as it should. Sure, I had baby weight to lose, but I ate pretty clean, and Steve and I did a few rounds of Whole30, and we lost some weight. But I considered myself pretty healthy. I just figured I wasn't losing the baby weight because I was too tired to work out, and that if I just, get my butt in gear, that maybe I'd be able to shed some of those pounds. I knew in the back of my mind that being hypothyroid, that had a little bit to do with it too. It's just harder to lose weight. I had no idea, though, that the exhaustion, the fatigue, the brain fog, being way too tired to work out, not being motivated to work out. I thought all of that was just because we had a toddler. I didn't realize how much of that was all tied to our gut, and how getting our gut health in check has helped so many other things. And so that's why I am passionate about Plexus. I only posted at first because I wish somebody had told me about it. When I first started noticing how great Steve and I were feeling after that first week or two on Plexus, I couldn't believe I'd never heard of it before. And so that's when I was like, holy hell, I need to share this with everybody I know, because if they could feel half as good as we feel now, it would be worth it. So that's why I'm not going to shut up about it. We love Plexus. It's been life-changing for us. And I am pretty OCD about what we eat. You know, I had vertigo years ago, and my whole health doctor at the time told me to cut out artificial sweeteners. And so I did. And that was huge for my vertigo. I've not had it since. And so I know how harmful those can be. So we're pretty good about what we eat, and we're smart. We don't do junk, and we know there's not a magic pill for things. So when we say that Plexus is working for us, you know, it really is, and it really is all natural. So that's why I'm not going to shut up about it. So you guys can hide me if you want, or you can delete me. I hope you don't. I promise I will post more things than just Plexus. But I just wanted to share kind of our story instead of just posting more before and after pictures of us and just more text. So thanks, guys.